Hi, the developer ribbon, I'm going to show you how to set that up, is a ribbon function that doesn't come when you open Excel. So you see I have the ribbon here. I have the tabs, the standard tabs, home, insert, uh, page layout, formulas, etc. And ribbon usually shows up here. And Excel, I guess, removed it to cause less confusion. So we're going to show you how to set it up. And you want to go to the File tab. You want to select options. Now sometimes if your screen's too small you won't see options. You'll have to click where it says more. Then you want to click the customize ribbon and you want to click on developer. Press OK. So now you see we have the developer ribbon, and it could be different for different versions of Excel. This happens to be version 2016. And I'm going to just show you why you want to have developer ribbon. And I'm going to show you a coding example of, I've written some VBA code, and let me just run it so you can see what VBA can do. So this is now, we've added the ability to write something called Visual Basic, which I'll click here. And I've already written this following code, so just if you want, just follow along and watch what Excel VBA can do. So we're going to close this. I'm going to move it over, open the sheet, and so right now standard Excel, and this is now that we have the developer ribbon, I was able to develop this code. So just to show you what it's going to do, I'm going to do what's called stepping through code. I'm pressing a certain key that, so this is telling it to clear all cells. And this is going to do this 1,000 times. And I is a variable here, and we're going to get into all these things, variables. But so the first time it's going to do it, I is 1. And now we're going to get a random row, RR, and a random column between 1 and 20. And we're going to select that. And so it came up with I'll say 7 and 17. So the random row should be 17. It's 17, and the random column should be 7. So it came up with two random numbers. Now it's selected the cell, and it's going to change the interior color of the cell based on what's called an RGB, and I'm not going to get into that right now. It's a 3 numbers, and I'm selecting random numbers between 1 and 255, so we'll come up with an interior color. And it came up with some odd green stuff, and then we're going to just do this over and over again 1,000 times. So it's going to come up with a random row and column and then select the cell. And I'm going to just let it continue. You'll watch it go. Okay, so just to give you a little sense of what you can do in Excel. So basically we've done a repetitive process. It happens to be a random number. The code is here. So we're going to continue with the lessons, but the basics of VBA, it allows you to do almost anything with Excel. Like you couldn't do this in Excel easily. I mean, I could probably come up with a way just in Excel, but you get just so much more out of this macro programming and VBA programming. And not only that, it has an excellent debugger, and a debugger is what you're seeing right now. It helps you test and run things. It also has what's called a macro recorder, and I'll show you that for a second. So we're going to record a macro here. And what the macro recorder is going to do, it's going to allow me to do things in Excel, and it's going to make a recording of it. So if I click here, and I didn't want to do this, I'm going to click that off. Let's try again. Okay, so this was a certain, so I just selected cell A2 and it showed me that. I select A3, it shows me that. So basically I'm selecting a cell, or I could select a column, and it's showing me the exact command I need to do the same thing. So let's put a formula here, for example. I'll click this one. I'll put equals 1 plus 1. And here it shows me active cell formula equals 1 plus 1, and then it's selected the next cell. So it's basically writing the code for me. Now if I wanted to click there and say equals this plus 1, we get a little more things. I won't get into what this particularly means, which I don't like, but it's row column minus 1. It means one column to the left plus the number 1. So there's a lot of power here, and really almost anything you can do in Excel, like if I want to set the font here, let's make it bigger. And you see it added all these commands, and if I wanted to change the color, it adds more commands. If I wanted to put borders around it, more commands. So it's basically, you don't even have to know Excel. You could just run the code, and let me stop the macro recording. Do you want to click that? So at this point, let me clear this. Okay, so we cleared everything up. And now I have code here that recorded exactly what I did, and I'm going to just step through it and I'm going to have more lessons on it. And you see the yellow is showing me what's happening. And I had better be pressing a key. And that's it. And so it just basically entered the same code I did, a plus 2, and then set this to yellow, put a border around it. So that's one of the nice things, is that if you don't know how to do something in VBA, you could record the macro and learn it. And also another way is you can go to Google. So if I wanted to just get code to do borders, I have it here. All these borders. Now what it specifically means, you'll learn in future lessons on how to understand it. I'm sure right now it looks like Chinese if you're an English speaker, or English if you're a non-English speaker. It just looks like gobbledygook, but basically these are all statements that is telling Excel what to do specifically. And we'll talk more in the next video. Thanks for watching.